man. Stay safe, world. You already know what's going on. We gotta talk about this situation with Young Thug and Gunna, where they basically got indicted for RICO filled with like evidence of murder cases and pay for hits and all types of situations, man. We gonna get into it about the ongoing beef between Young Thug and YFN Lucci, YSL versus YFN in Atlanta. But before we do, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and we gonna run this up. So, in case you didn't know, earlier today, in a surprise raid in Young Thug's house, Gunna, Young Thug, and 26 other members of YSL were arrested in Atlanta. Man, it's a crazy situation. You never want to see something like that. And they pulled the FBI type fucking like raid that they did with like ASAP Rocky, but this time around they had no warning of what was going on. It seems like the feds have been building this case it goes back for years now. If you've been following my channel for a minute, you saw I previously made a video about the whole situation with YFN Lucci and Young Thug that basically occurred where YFN Lucci was basically stabbed in jail earlier this year. But now it looks like they have evidence that this stabbing in jail was actually a paid hit by Young Thug. And now Young Thug is currently behind bars, as with Gunna too. And on top of that, according to a 56 count indictment, Young Thug is facing charges of participation in street gang activity, such as like a murder that was apparently committed. According to a reporter that is familiar with the case in Atlanta, it's being alleged that Young Thug is accused of renting a 2015 Infiniti Q50 which was used in a murder. They're saying that among the 56 count indictment in Fulton County, where they charged 28 defendants, that YSL's founders basically orchestrated a hit on a rival gang. Young Thug is accused of renting a 2014 Infiniti Q50 sedan from Hertz, which was used in the commission of murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., a rival gang member, on 1/10/2015, according to the indictment. And he's basically facing cases for all this shit. And it's not looking good for this man, because I think that it definitely shows that they have been taking advantage of the evidence that they have in this situation for years now. Like, they're saying that I don't know why it took him so. Don't you think it's weird that they took so long to charge him for something that is easily findable information of who exactly got the Hertz deal and like who exactly charged for the payment to the Hertz company? Is definitely has people wondering, like, why would they? Well, obviously they were trying to build a case, and when it comes like this and they have like so much evidence on him, it's going to be hard not to prove that type of situation. Obviously Young Thug's going to have the best lawyers, but it's common street knowledge, man. I made a whole video on this, that Young Thug basically, he is allegedly part of the reason why YFN Lucci was stabbed earlier this year in jail. And they're saying, on top of the fucking fact that he like this happened with the rival gang member and the first stabbing that happened, they're saying that he was given permission by other members to basically like carry out another hit on his life, a second attempt to try to get him killed. And whatever they were doing, it obviously wasn't good, and that is definitely not a good situation. And what Gunna's whole role in this, I don't really even know what exactly they're saying, but they're saying that two associates of YSL, Christian Eppinger and Antonio Sumlin, they basically worked with Young Thug to get permission to make a second attempt to murder YFN Lucci while he's in jail. And I'm guessing it didn't really work. And Gunna basically got caught up in all this just because he has the YSL pendant and says SLAT on the pendant and has SLAT all over it. So, you know, this is a long time coming. I mean, there's definitely been a lot of, not evidence, but just stories about the type of shit that has happened throughout the whole case between YFN Lucci and Thugga. Basically, it's been ongoing for years now. It's like almost a decade in the making, but basically they were not cool for a minute. And I go through all the whole details in my previous video on why YFN Lucci got stabbed in jail. But it's just even more crazy that this is like, after making that video, because there was a lot of incidents that happened, going from like the Lennox Mall incident and the YFN Lucci incident and everything that was like super hot in Atlanta, that it made you wonder, like, how did these niggas not ever get in jail? Because there's so much shit that has happened, on top of the fact that YFN Lucci literally got stabbed and the only people that he really had beef with were YSL. So it's just kind of a crazy situation, man. Like, it makes you really wonder. Like, I was really wondering, like, how is there so much known shit that has happened and so many incidences where like these dudes have like had occasions and only YFN Lucci got caught? But I should have realized that it was only a matter of time before they got everyone down in this shit, obviously. But you know, they were definitely waiting for a lights out case that had no loopholes in it, no holes in it, and they definitely are building it. You can go through all the evidence. The reporter basically released all 56 pages, and you can see all the defendants and shit. It's a shit ton of people, and with that many people, obviously someone's probably gonna talk. Loose lips sink ships, you already know. And it's just a crazy amount of people. We're gonna see what happens. I don't know if this is a state or a federal case, but I mean, judging by the fact that they like were able to do a like lightning raid on his house on some last minute shit, I wouldn't be surprised that Thug is going to jail for a long ass fucking time. And it's kind of obvious now, because hopefully he doesn't have anything in his house, but if they raided his house, they probably found hella shit. And I'm not even gonna lie, man, it's not looking good for him. As for Gunna, I'm not really sure what his role in any of this is. He's just like a signed artist, so we'll see what happens with him. But it seems like Young Thug is the orchestrator behind all this shit, especially because Young Thug was big for a minute. I feel like way before Gunna, and Gunna sort of like came out and was literally just signed to him. But it's crazy how they wait till you're on like your biggest like level of success, and then that's when they get you. And it's not really surprising, but it's definitely going to be a couple years till we see Young Thug at least. But we'll see what type of time he's facing, and if we got any updates and shit, I'm gonna get y'all tapped in. But make sure y'all check out that other video I did with YFN Lucci and like how he got stabbed and shit the first time around, and it will make more sense about this. And it kind of is like a general overview about everything that happened. But hey, man, real say shit. You already know what's going on. Let me know in the comments what y'all think's gonna happen to Young Thug and Gunna. You think they're gonna beat the case or not? Let me know. Real say shit. Peace.